I just want to make a quick video. I'm sorry for the lack of uploads, but I had a talk with my dad about me being, transgender, and he wasn't the most supportive. Like, the thing with him that's so weird is he he is like he loves me as his kid, but he won't. Like, he still calls me after I told him I was trans, like, now a month ago. He still addresses me as his son, as, oh, you're growing into a man, or anything like that. And I've been scared to confront him about it because he I don't think we get along well, despite him, I think, thinking that we get along well, if that makes sense. Like, the thing with me is I'm too much of, like, a people pleaser. So even if I am uncomfortable, I'll still, talk to somebody, crack jokes with them, and it leads to false senses of, like, oh, we're cool, we're chill, when sometimes it's not that way. And basically, we had a whole quote-unquote debate about trans people. And it was so dumb because in the entire time I don't want to have to make a whole conversation about why, trans people should be able to live and why he should respect me. I shouldn't have to have a whole conversation about it. But in the moment, I just played along, and we literally had a whole debate about it. And I tried to explain the difference between gender and sex, but yet he kept trying to make the same argument that they were basically the same thing, and that the whole gender as a social contract definition I gave him is a quote-unquote new definition, and different from what he had. I tried to explain people identifying as a gender, and he says stuff like, oh, well, I can identify as a millionaire. That doesn't make sense. And then he was talking about people who identify as a cat or a dog. By the way, that's the line for line what he said. And I told him that doesn't make sense, but he was still being odd about it. But he wasn't dismissing me per se. I just think in order for him to actually understand, I need a PhD in transonomics. I need to perfectly explain it to him and literally start from I literally need to make a whole presentation about it. And so I want to do that because I want to do something like that. I want him to understand it so it makes more sense to him. But at the same time, he shouldn't have to understand it to respect my decision and me as a person. So it's just hard. But I after that, I had to immediately rush to somebody because I felt like if I didn't talk to somebody about it, I would spontaneously combust. But I just, I want to go up to him and be like, oh, here are my preferred pronouns, please respect me. But I know he's going to view it in a weird way. So I don't want to do that. But I do at the same time. And now it's just I've never had the feeling or rush to want to get out the house. But I'm 15, by the way. But as soon as I turn 18, I kind of want to just leave. Or when I turn 18, I'm planning to go to college. So that's something. But I honestly just kind of want to get to my own house and leave it all behind because my mom and my dad, or my dad is technically my stepdad, they're kind of separated. They're not really in a relationship anymore. My mom lives in a separate place that only has one bedroom, and the problem is that we have 3 kids. So if one kid goes to the area, the other 2 can't really sleep there. If one is planning to sleep the night there, they can't really do that because there's only one bed, or they'd have to sleep on the couch basically. And so and my mom is also a lot more accepting. I haven't had like conversations with her as much as I just did with him, but she seems just a lot more accepting and okay with it. She hasn't done the whole, you know, she still calls me he and stuff, but that's just because I haven't told her. And that's the same thing with him. I haven't told him. But I just think, knowing her, it'd probably be a lot easier to tell her than it is him. But it's still scary. I think eventually I would tell her though. And I don't know what to do. And I'm really sorry for this video, and just, this is not usually what I like to post. But at the same time, I like to give little updates to explain, why I haven't been uploading. So, yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day. And if you have any advice, please tell me.